So Raft has been out a little while now, and I've had enough time playing around in the game to find out some interesting things which aren't so obvious. There's a lot of little things you kind of find in the game after playing for a while that really shimmy along the process of playing and how quick you can get materials and solutions you find to staying alive a little bit easier. So there's certainly some things I can show you which will bargain to help you stay alive. Not just stay alive, but keep your damn raft safe, because that son of a bitch shark is a dick, and literally half the stuff on this list is about him. So I guess we should just start with it then. Yeah. Number 1. Okay, Bruce. We're gonna call the shark Bruce. He attacks every 5 minutes, almost on the dot. I timed it. I don't know if that varies, but what I did was I got him to attack. We didn't jump in the water. We didn't stop the raft. We kept moving for 5 minutes straight. I timed it on my phone. No shark bait until he attacked again. And kind of over the 20 hours I've played already, I kind of noticed there was a pattern a certain amount of time, and with a good sense of time, I was like, wait, he's going to attack again soon. What do you know? 2 minutes he's going to do it. So I ended up timing it, and there you go, 5 minutes. So that's something to keep an eye on, is every 5 minutes he's going to come and try and take a chunk out of your raft. Now I've got another few things on the list helping you kind of keep it, how you can protect your raft from him. Another quick tip there is with a normal spear, it will take 4 hits to get rid of him, and with a metal one, it will take 2. So if you've got 2 people, that's either 1 hit each or 2 hits each. And another good thing to do is if you've got quite a big raft and he's decided to attack the other side, get your hammer out, run, repair it before you hit him, and then start hitting him, because chances are he's going to get the piece of wood anyway before you get him off, because he's been attacking it for 2.5 seconds before you get there. Following the last one, for the second one, I also timed how long it takes him to come back after you kill him. Aiming to kill him is very redundant. It's good every now and then you get his head so you can hang it up and you get some meat, but he takes 90 seconds to respawn. I don't know if that's randomized, but it seems like that was the pattern, and the one time I timed it, it was 90 seconds. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that shark bait lasts longer, so even if you kill him and you're next to an island and you're about to go swimming to diving to get stuff, it's not going to make a huge difference. Shark bait is the better way to go. Killing him every now and then is surely efficient. You're going to know when he's close to dying, because he's going to be all scratched up. You can see in the clip that I played before. The closer he is to dying, he's going to have red scratches and cuts all over him. Okay, this one was absolutely amazing to figure out. So sometimes climbing islands, you're going to notice that it's a little hard to maneuver up them. Now you can't actually, if it's sloped the slightest, push yourself against it and jump up it, because and keep jumping, because a lot of the time you will be able to get up. But the main point here is you can actually jump on your friends' heads to elevate yourself. So if you ever need to get to a certain point on your raft, or you need to get up on top of an island, then you can literally just jump on your friend's head and climb up. Now, until an update a few days ago, you could stand on there as long as you want, but now you seem to fall after a couple seconds. But it's still certainly doable. You can just, it's like a trampoline, it just boosts you up in the air. So there's a little tip for climbing islands that saves you having to build around them or messing about. Just use your friend and jump up. Okay, this one is probably the most valuable one. We had a lot of trouble getting wood. It just seemed whenever we needed to build something, we never had enough wood, and wood goes very quickly. And my good friend, the one you see in all the clips, channels below, he decided to jump off and just start swimming about and getting wood, and the shark was ignoring him. And I got in as well. We'd done it for 5 minutes, and we had like a few hundred pieces of wood, which standing on the side and using your hook would have took at least like half an hour. So don't be afraid to just jump in the water, get some paddles, and if you jump up and down out of the water, the shark seems to ignore you a lot of the time. Now I don't know if that's because if you time it right when he's away from the raft and you jump in, he doesn't notice you, because he's actually more attracted to the raft than he is the player. So if you get in the water and you keep jumping up and down constantly while grabbing wood or whatever loot you need, it's very fast and he ignores you a lot of the time. But that's being said, sometimes he will notice you. Like you can see in that clip, I turned around and I jumped out my skin. He was just right there. So sometimes he will, but for a good solid 10-15 minutes we were doing it, and he just didn't bother us. And of course it helps if you have paddles as well, but this is probably the most valuable one. You get loot so quick. Okay, the fifth tip, this one actually shocked me quite a bit. We got to a certain point where the raft got so big and we just stopped paddling. Little did we know that was actually kind of a big mistake, because you can paddle no matter how big the raft is. We got stuck near the big satellite station thing. We couldn't get close to it. We're like, I'll tell you what, let's try paddling, and it worked. So that's pretty valuable to know. No matter how big it is, if it's a pirate ship or 2x2 wood, you can paddle. Okay, this one is kind of more of an irritation, and it is sort of a tip, but you can't dodge Bruce no matter what. Even if you jump out of the way of him, he seems to, once he's on your hitbox, he will get you. And if you're out in the water and you can't outrun him to get back to the raft, he's gonna get you. There's no dodging him, there's nothing, you can't jump out the water, he will get you. And I think that needs fixed. You should be able to dodge out the way of him, but just know, you can't fight him. You can't beat him in a one-on-one unless he's already nearly dead. You really need to consider what you're doing when you're around him, because there is no evading him at all. Another really valuable tip, you may notice around my raft, I have a layer of foundation. Just wood going around the outside. And what that's for is I don't have corner pieces, but that's because when Bruce attacks, he's going to get those pieces rather than a piece of the actual raft. Now if he gets a piece that's built upwards, everything above that is going to get knocked down, because pieces can't float in this game. So building an outer layer and eventually fortifying that so it's metal is so valuable. Otherwise he will just rip apart parts of your raft that may have chests on them, or crops, or just valuable items in general. So really consider this. And if you have a raft like I do that has walls and is kind of a set on its own, you're just going to need that outer layer around it to save you from having to build tons when he does decide he wants a piece of it. This one was a bit of a shock as well, is you take no fall damage. You can jump off of anything. You can jump off the biggest rock in the game and fall in the water. Of course you wouldn't usually take fall damage in games from that, but we were testing it on the satellite station, that's what I'm calling it. We were jumping off the top and yeah, we just weren't taking fall damage. So that's a pretty valuable one, I guess. So the final one is you can actually put lanterns on any surface. Now, I know this isn't that valuable, but it kind of came as a bit of a surprise to me that you can put them on ceilings. I thought it was only walls. You can put them on the floor as well, and they change the way they look each time. So on the floor they're really tall, on the walls they're like classic, like torches, and on the ceiling they're like proper lanterns, chandeliers and everything. They look really cool. So yeah, it's just the last one's a little one, but it's pretty cool because if you've got a massive roof, you can actually have proper lamps, and that helps really beam the place up, especially at night. So I hope these 9 tips, I think it was, came in useful to you. I've played a decent amount of the game so far, and I'm sure I'll find even more things like this. The game's gonna change a lot, so maybe they'll be redundant soon, but take advantage of them, especially that wood one, jumping on your friend's heads, stuff like that. I don't think the head one should get removed, but they're really cool and little things that you can do just now to get things faster and just be better at the game. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I guess I should tell you to like and subscribe at this point. I don't usually know what to do, but if you want to do that, do that. If you don't want to do that, then fine. Thanks for watching. Bye.
No, I wanted it! Ah!